Welcome into Boxing Scene's top stories on ProBox TV. Download the ProBox TV app. Never fall behind in your boxing news. We say all the time, as the heavyweight division goes, so goes boxing. Well, it's looking good recently. Fabio Wardley, of course, the boxer from the UK, getting a knockout in a rematch against Frazer Clarke. Not just a knockout, but breaking his jaw in round number 1. I'm joined by the champs, Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi, and ESPN boxing analyst Timothy Bradley. Is he the next big thing in heavyweight boxing? We've got a few names we could talk about, but he's definitely an exciting boxer on the way up. Tim, what's your thought on him and his performance?
Damn. That's my thought. I mean,
took it right out of your mouth, buddy.
I mean, did you see the damn dent he created right on the? I was like, oh my God, he hit hard. Man, look, when you can hit like that and punch like that, you definitely got a chance in the heavyweight division, period. And the heavyweight division isn't that great as of right now, skillfully well. But, you know, young fighter, very athletic, can punch like that. Damn right, he got a chance. I can't wait to see him fight again. But there's a few guys also on the rise. Itama, a lot of people's talking about him. A southpaw heavyweight as well, very young. I think he's 19 or something, 20 years old. That's coming on the scene again. You got the American. I'm not sure what Anderson's gonna do from here on out. But you got him. You got what's the other one name from Top Rank?
Jalal.
Oh yeah. You don't hear about him though. We don't hear about Jalal. We don't. I mean, that dude is a monster, but we don't hear enough about him or see enough of him. You know. But yeah, I think he's gonna be a player in the heavyweight division. Absolutely, especially with that spectacular knockout over the weekend.
Paulie, when you look at that, when he has 18 wins, 17 knockouts, he has that wow factor we look for in the heavyweight division. No real amateur background, kind of learning on the job. That's an incredible performance at this stage in his career, yes?
Yeah, and then also, you know, these big guys, these heavyweights, you know, they a lot of times they can succeed without that big amateur career. You know, a lot of times more so in the heavyweight division than in other weight classes. You do see it at times in other weight classes, but more so in the heavyweight division, you see guys with not a long or vast amateur career. They turn pro, and especially having a lot of power, a lot of firepower in the heavyweight division. There's less movement, so guys are there to be hit. There's more target there to hit, and so you got a lot of power. So a lot of times you're able to, you know, transform that into a successful boxing career without the extended amateur career that some of these lower weight class guys end up having, you know, and even some of these heavyweights end up having. And I think that Wardley is an example in that, you know, big knockout puncher, you know, just. He had a terrific first fight against Frazer Clarke. You know, that was such a good. There was a rematch for a reason because it was such a good fight. So the fact that he was able to come through this rematch in such make that exclamation point finish, that exclamation point type of victory, you know, that automatically is going to put him in the mix. And you know what? We're in a heavyweight division that is sort of vast as far as the fun fights they can make and the good fights he can make in the heavyweight division. I don't think everybody can be a world heavyweight champion, but there's a lot of fun heavyweights, and it's starting to remind me again. Don't hang me out there to dry, all the fans. But, you know, it is a little bit like the 70s where there is a lot of heavyweights, you know. Yeah. Maybe not all of them are going to be champion, you know. And in the 70s, you know, guys like Ernie Shavers and Jerry Quarry, you know, they didn't become heavyweight champions, but they were fun to watch, you know, and they were still part of that entertaining generation, you know. So I don't know how far Fabio Wardley can go, but you know what? He's a fun guy to watch. He can punch. You got the guy who just beat Anderson. I forget his name now. The African guy. Forgive me.
Bucoli.
Who?
Bucoli.
Okay. Bucoli. I don't know what I want to say. Bucoli. Yeah. There you got that guy. You know, there's guys here that I'm not sure they can be heavyweight champions. I mean, I'm not going to say they can't, but I'm not 100% sure they can, convinced that they can be. But I'm convinced that they can be a fun part of this weight class. You know, there's a lot of fun heavyweights right now. There's a vast.
Why not, Paulie? Because look, the older heads are getting out. The older heads are going to fade out.
Yeah, you're right. But but then you got the guy. Then you got the Jalalovs of the world coming in, man. And I feel like I rate those guys have a higher standard, you know. And you do have, you know, the older guys are out, but they're not out quite yet, you know. Then you have you know, you know what? The heavyweight division is, you have a good mix of that old guard and that new guard sort of mixing right now, you know, but that old guard will be out soon, you know. So yeah, there's a lot of potential here, man. There's a lot of fun fights.
We're to what you're talking about, play. We're in a transition phase, right? We got that old guard coming out. We got those new guys coming up. And listen, exactly like you said, Paulie, champ. You know, not only the result, obviously, you got this blistering shot, dent in the head, bust my man's face up, beautiful knockout. Doing that on the tail end of a 10-round war that ended in a draw, to then switch up and be able to do that, that speaks worlds to the progression that Wardley's making. But let's not get caught up in recency bias. Yes, that just happened, but I need to see him against one of the current crop of super heavyweights. Similar to how Anderson fought Bocoli and was exposed. He's a smaller guy. He's super athletic. How do you deal with the big guys, though? I want to see Wardley with a Zhilei Zhang. I want to see him with a Martin Bocoli. One of these big, modern super heavyweights that are big, that are strong, that are durable. I know you're athletic. I know you got fast hands. And that's really what I saw from Wardley this weekend was fast hands, which is really important in this current crop of heavyweight division. Can he do it with the big guys? That's really the question.
6'5".
Yeah, but can he do it with the big guys? So is Anderson. Guess what? These guys he's fighting guys who are 280, 290 who can fight. No, I want to see what he can do with these big guys. Because if you can't get past the big guys, you can't be a modern day heavyweight. How are you going to deal with Joelov if you can't get past the Bocoli? If you can't get past the Zhilei Zhang? So I need to see him in with the big guys because this modern crop of modern day heavyweights are so damn big.
And guys,
so damn big.
Joe Parker's not that old either. He's still around too.
Hey, was he 30, 31 years old, 32? A guy I feel like he's been around for 20 years.
Well, a ton of
Joe Parker's still around.
He's a nightmare for everybody.
But we're seeing a whole bunch of upsets though too in the heavyweight division, man.
Well, because we're getting the fights, Tim. We're getting the fights. There were so many years where we couldn't get any of these matchups to happen. And listen, we can do thought experiments all day about who's going to win what. We need these guys to get in the ring. And at heavyweight, it's the oldest story in the book. It takes one punch. It's true. And we're seeing that more and more. We're seeing these guys fight. So we're getting all these upsets. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's great. I was going to hang you out to dry, Paulie, for going back to the 70s trying to compare these two. But you did make some good points.
It did make some excellent points. And also, Paulie, I got to point out, you leave it out my man in the 70s, Ron Lyle, one of my favorite entertaining fighters of that era. A similar kind of thing. Tough guy, very tough, but not quite enough to get over the top in the 70s. But a great era of heavyweights, and we could be heading toward that now in 2024. The questions of all the up-and-comers, who's going to be the man in the heavyweight division? Because as the heavyweight division goes, so goes boxing. So check out our Wednesday night fights here on ProBox TV. Download the app, the best way to watch it. And also, Tim Tszyu fighting for a title. Check out our interview with him here on ProBox TV. And we'll always be here with more boxing news.
Wednesday night fights.
Dynamite action on Wednesday night fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel.
Coming up on your next Wednesday night fights, October 16th. Chris, Primetime Colbert, and Omar Super Salcido step into the ring for what is sure to be a barn burner. Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at ProBoxTV.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday night fights.
Boxing superstar Tim Tszyu is coming to Prime Video. Don't miss this championship showdown as Tszyu takes on undefeated Murtaz Aliyev for the super welterweight world title. Saturday, October 19th, streaming live exclusively on Prime Video for all Prime members.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.